Hey everybody, happy spring. Just doing a little update of what I'm doing today anyway. I'm gonna plant, I have a little patch of ground that there was a bunch of ground disturbance because I had to dig a new well, and then of course if it's just raw dirt then the seeds get in there, which is usually noxious weeds. So I have some local deer resistant wildflower mix, and it has all kinds of great stuff: yarrow, columbine, bachelor button, shasta daisies, coreopsis, larkspur, foxglove, about 25 other things. It's expensive, this whole pound of seeds, but I'm just gonna lay it down there, just have some fun, try to outcompete the noxious weeds. And yeah, it was expensive. It was, close to $40 actually for all this. But you think about it, some people just buy a plant for 40 bucks and it's just a single little plant. Maybe I'll have a little patch of fun flowers, and then that'll be great for the pollinators to come on in, because they are coming. Everything's starting to wake up, and it's kind of fun. So just these are sort of things that I think a lot of us on Patreon are in the mood to be doing, is getting outside and doing something with it. Okay, cool. So I kind of disturbed the ground a little bit. I have some bad weeds that I really don't like mugwort and a couple other things. There's certainly other ways of going about it if you want really effective use of the seeds. You can put down black tarp during the growing season, and then when things come up it winds up dying. It kills a lot of that seed bed that's already in the soil. I mean, really, realistically, there's 10 years of seeds awaiting to germinate, just because it's been here for a long time. That's just the way it is. I don't really feel like inoculating the ground, meaning like poison it or nuke it, but you can put the black plastic down and it kills a lot of that, because everything that tries to germinate winds up rotting because it's moist and really hot in there. But yeah, here's one of my things of seeds, all kinds of seeds. So I'm just gonna spread them out. I was thinking this was gonna be a 1-minute video, but can't do that. Okay. A lot of this is going to turn into grass. Like I said, this is just what I wanted to do. There's a couple bad weeds that are already coming up, but it's always fun to just see what happens. You got to understand, when you lay down these seeds, there's a pretty high mortality rate, or at least whatever percentage of seeds are actually going to germinate and turn into a flower. But the nice thing is, if you keep at it, you do this every couple years and you keep pulling out the weeds, a lot of these seeds, plants, either they're perennial, so they'll come up every year, or they're annual, so they'll reseed themselves. And it's fun. So this is what I'm going to do. So that's on there. And then what I do like to do if I'm laying down a bunch of seed, I like to just roughly, quickly go over this with the rake, just to kind of disturb the soil a little bit around. And the reason why is because the birds, once they figure out there's a whole bunch of seeds on the ground, they're going to come after it. So if you kind of hide a lot of them under the ground, then that'll help you out. It's not as if the seeds need to be under precisely 1 inch of dirt or anything like that. It's ideal, but you can't do that all the time. But with this raking, some of those seeds will get into the ground at variable depths. Yeah, yeah. Even though it looks like there's not a lot of stuff going on right now, give it a week, this whole place is going to be lush and green, and everything's going to be growing when I least expected it and was prepared for it. But I seem to be doing this right now with you guys, So that makes me feel good. And then a little extra thing that I did too is, this doesn't look like much right here, but this is actually from my actual perennial garden. This is all last year's growth, and on here there's a bunch of seeds. So I didn't want to just throw it in the garbage pile. This is all seeds that are waiting. So I cleaned out my perennial bed, and then all this seed bed, or all these dried seed heads, have seeds in them. So I just lay those on top too. So believe it or not, it looks like just dried, it looks like just sticks, but what'll happen is some of the seeds will release from the seed heads of those plants. And that was free seed, right? But also, you put more things above the ground and it's less attractive to the birds. The birds can't get to the seeds. It's gonna be pretty moist for a long time, so I won't have to water for a while. They'll probably be sprouting here pretty soon. I'll wait updates and see you soon on the next Zoom. Take care, everybody.